Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jess, and on this channel here we just like to talk about all things that make your soul glow. Now for me, honestly, that's a little bit of everything because I like variety, so hopefully that's good for you and you can find something on here that resonates with you. So today I want to talk to you guys about my special little friend that I've made. It is a pendulum, and honestly, my life has gotten 10 times more exciting ever since I've gotten it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I know that some of you guys might have heard of a pendulum and might think that it's like black magic or it's something like that, but just know, I've said it before and I'll say it every single time, everything that they say is evil is actually not. It's actually something that they're using to get over on you. So we are going to take all these things back, and the pendulum is, honestly, I feel like everyone needs this type of clarity in their life. Now, I have actually started offering pendulum readings on my website. If you go to www.thatsoulglow.com, you will be able to schedule a pendulum reading with me. Now, the benefit of that is that you will get clarity to a lot of the answers that you've been wanting, and some of you guys might be a little hesitant to go out and buy your own pendulum, or maybe you're younger, because I do have a lot of younger people that follow me, and if you're younger, your parents might not bring you anywhere near a crystal shop, and that's unfortunate, but that's why you have me. And you can schedule a pendulum reading with me, and we can get down to the bottom of mostly anything, as long as it involves you. I need your consent. I cannot do a reading on you without your consent, and that is one of the biggest things that I've been learning with my pendulum. So I really just wanted to make this video as a testimony for all the things that I've found out using my pendulum. I found out that the color of my aura is pink, like literally all pink, nothing else, which is so crazy because pink is my favorite color. Like, I just love that color so much, and I didn't think that it would be because my whole aura is pink. Now, I found out the color of my boyfriend's aura. He has 3 colors in his aura. He has violet, a little bit of red, and a little bit of yellow. And I even went in and saw went in as far as going in depth and seeing the actual hue of the color. So it's not just yellow, he has a gold metallic yellow, and then he also has like a lemony yellow in it, and all of these different colors mean different things. They describe your personality, they describe the type of person that you are, or the type of person that you could be, because sometimes your aura shows that you have some potential that is unlocked. And that is honestly so crazy to me that I was able to find that out. I was able to find out that my boyfriend is indeed my twin flame. I had gotten so many different signs, and I finally just asked my pendulum. And it's very important that if you do have your own pendulum, that you don't ask things that are so driven by your emotions. So you don't want to say like, is he the one, or does he love me, or this or that, but you can start off by asking, am I on the right path? And then once you do that, then you'll kind of know. And then I just went on to ask if he was my twin flame, and he was. And I found out that my best friend is indeed my soulmate, as well as one of my other close friends is my soulmate as well. I've helped this one girl figure out whether she should make her own personal page and transform it into a spiritual knowledge page, or if she should make a new one. I helped my friend figure out what career path she should take. I figured out what career path I should take. I figured out my spirit animal, my power animal is the raven or the crow. I had been seeing it so much, and then one day I was like, wait, I can ask my pendulum. And I went ahead and asked, and sure enough, it was. And no wonder why I've been seeing it so much. I was starting to get a little worried. You know, crows typically get a bad rep, but that doesn't mean that every time that you see a crow is a bad thing. So that's why I had to look into it, because I was like, wait, what's going on? What else? I figured out that I am on my 16th my 16th life. I've had 15 other lives before this. This is my 16th one, and I was like, what? I figured out what life my boyfriend is on. I figured out what life my best friend is on, her husband, and their friend as well. Everyone's been wanting to know what past life they're on, and what life they're on, or how many past lives they had, and I've been able to tell them all. And honestly, these are just a few of the things that you can ask. I've done some past life regression for myself. I've figured out that in my most recent past life, I was a man and I lived in China, but I was still Puerto Rican. I was one of my ancestors that passed away 41 years ago, and my mother never met him. So, and what made me look even more into it is because your birthmarks tell a lot about your past lives. They are scars from your past lives that you carried over. Now, to double check that, I am kind of curious, so I'm gonna ask my pendulum right now. I'm curious to know, is every single scar from the most recent past life, or was it from the past lives, like all of them, you know? I want to ask that. Do the birthmarks that I have right now, are they from only my most recent past life? So you see, that's a yes, and my hand is perfectly still. Okay, and the important thing to know is that even if you are in a shaky environment, it's so crazy. I tried to do I really wanted to know a question while we were riding in the car. My boyfriend's car is so shaky, and then he was like, you're not going to get an accurate reading. And I was like, yes, I am. So even though it was shaky, your pendulum is still going to rock in the yes or the no motion. It's so crazy. So, okay. Just to clarify, I always like to ask a clarifying question, because I do notice that sometimes maybe I phrase the question a little weird, but or maybe I just waited. I didn't wait long enough. Maybe I didn't wait long enough and to see a proper yes or no. Sometimes it takes some time to work into that motion. It's like, okay, hold on. Let me think about it. Yes. Okay. All right. So what was the question I was asking? Are any of my birthmarks from past lives other than my most recent past life? Are any of my birthmarks from past lives other than my most recent past life? Are my current birthmarks only from my most recent past life? Does this apply to every single person? Does this apply to every single person? Okay, so we just learned another new thing thanks to the pendulum. So your birthmarks are from only your most recent past life, not from all the other ones, which would kind of make sense, because if someone had lived 16 lives or 15 lives, then that would mean that I could have possibly a lot of birthmarks if they were from all of them. So that does make sense, but those are just things that I like to get clarity. I have even used it, believe it or not, to see if I should follow certain people back on Instagram, because you just never know, especially because I like to post things that are very conscious, and you never know who's an agent anymore. So I always ask the pendulum now if I should follow a certain person back, and it tells me yes or it tells me no. And sometimes I'm really shocked, because I'm like, oh, they seemed like a cool person, but I guess not. You know, I put all my trust into this pendulum because I just believe in it. I have been seeing the results, and I can't just believe it's so crazy. I figured out that I was allergic to avocados, and that was what had been making my skin break out again. Now, it may have been due to my spiritual awakening, but I did ask my pendulum if it was like really stress, and it said no. The main thing that was making me break out was avocados, and I was eating them like crazy. That's the one thing we have stocked in the house, is avocados for sure. So yeah, unfortunately I can't do that anymore. Let's think what else. Okay, so as far as helping other people with my pendulum, like I said, I've helped my best friend, but also I want to share a story with you guys. So my friend and I, we went to the Renaissance Festival, and in there they have a bunch of crystals everywhere. I actually got this opalite ring, and it was funny because I was actually on shrooms. And this one was just calling my name, and then I looked it up, and it is exactly what I need right now while I'm changing a lot of things in my life. This is a very good stone for it. So that was very crazy. I didn't use my pendulum for that, but that one I used just my intuition. But so my friend, she got a malachite stone. And I told, of course, like I tell you guys, and she's watched the video, when you want a crystal, you kind of hold it in your hand and you feel it out, you feel the energy. So I pay, the guy gives me, he's fine, gives me a good experience, good customer service experience, whatever. And then it comes time for her to pay, and she is African American, okay, and this guy was white, and I will tell you why that, you're probably going to see why that plays a role, but I'll tell you why in a second. So while she was paying, before she started checking out, the guy, he asked, there's another lady that has been standing around just watching us the whole time. She was really weird. Like, I was trying to be nice to her, but she just low vibration. I didn't like it. So we ended up, she was paying, and then the guy goes, "Oh, did you give her the spiel about malachite?" And she's like, "No." So he goes around and he tells her, "Oh, you know how you're holding it like this, like it's actually pretty toxic to touch, so you don't want to be handling it that much, blah blah blah, just like treat it with care, all this other stuff." And like I told you, I was on shrooms, so like I heard it, but I was very like into all the other crystals. I just wanted to look around. I didn't want to listen to him talk because I got a weird feeling from, I honestly just wanted to rescue every single one of the crystals from there, because it was like that environment that they were in was very low vibrational, and I just couldn't believe that how could you have such bad vibes when you're surrounded by such beautiful crystals, I didn't get it. But so he tells her that it's toxic, blah blah blah, and I didn't really think anything of it. But malachite is a very, very beautiful stone, and I don't have one yet actually, but I've been wanting to get one, and just I love the name, okay? So I look it up. I was looking it up because, I guess I'll just tell you guys. Let me just stop holding back. So I've been seeing the number 1010 a lot, and 1010, if you see it with your partner especially, it means that you guys are ready for the next step. So I don't want to get married yet. I don't want to have kids yet. But I did figure out that it's because we wanted a puppy, and we were going to wait until we moved, but we figured we might as well train it now so we don't have any issues when we go to the new house. So we're naming him Malachite. I love the name. So my boyfriend asked me, "Oh, how do you spell it?" And I told him, but when I spelled it out to him, he was like, "What?" And so I showed him. So I opened up my crystal book, and I showed him malachite, and then I read it over again, and I noticed that there wasn't anything in there that said that it was toxic to touch. And it was very weird, because I was like, there is another crystal that I have that is toxic to touch, and it specifically says it in the book. So it was very strange to me. So my first instinct was to grab my pendulum. And I asked the pendulum, if is malachite toxic to touch? Is malachite toxic to touch? Is malachite toxic to touch? Is galena toxic to touch? Is galena toxic to touch? Is galena toxic to touch? Is pyrite toxic to touch? Is pyrite toxic to touch? Okay, so as you see, malachite is not toxic to touch. I do have a stone that is pyrite on galena, and I couldn't remember which one was the toxic one, so that's why I had to ask. But it is galena that is actually toxic, and when I looked it up in the book, it says that galena is toxic. And I was like, that is so weird. Why did he lie to her? So I asked the crystal, I said, did this man lie to her? And it said, yes. I said, was he trying to keep her from buying the crystal? It said, yes. I said, did he have ill intentions? It said, yes. And my boyfriend said, ask if he's racist. So I said, fuck it. I asked if he was racist. And it said yes. Big surprise there, though, because you could have already guessed with all the other things that man was trying to keep my friend from elevating herself. Malachite is a very good protective stone. If you hold it in your hands, you can clean yourself of the electromagnetic radiation, that 5G radiation. If you place it on your body, it has healing benefits. This man did not want her touching it. This man did not want her to buy it. And even if she bought it, he was trying to convince her to never hold it in her hands. Or if that she did hold it in her hands, then she needed to wash it, or she couldn't hold it for that long. I was completely blown away. And I immediately told her. And I told her to get some sage if she hasn't already, to make sure that she cleanses that crystal. But I honestly could not believe it. And this is just one of the many things that I can help you figure out in your life. If there's anything that you need to figure out, if you're like, wow, I really want to know if it's this or if it's that, or, whatever is going on with you. If you can phrase it in a yes or no question, we can get down to the bottom of it in a pendulum reading, okay? And obviously, you can buy your own pendulum if that is what you feel like you want to do, but my pendulum readings are specifically for people that are going through things and actually want to reach out to someone and see, hear from someone else. A lot of the times, you're unsure. A lot of people are still going to be unsure. Some people can buy a pendulum and know that, this is actually the truth, but they won't believe it. So, I want to help people believe. And more importantly, I really just want to help people find the truth and not be led astray by low vibrational entities. So yeah, that's all for this video today. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you can join my tribe. And make sure that you follow me on Instagram. I post a lot there, and I've been told it's a pretty good page that you might want to follow. So and if my pendulum tells me yes, then I will follow you back. So make sure you keep your wits about you, keep your vibrations high, and spread that love, spread that positivity, okay? You guys are amazing, and I want to thank you so much for watching this video to its entirety, and you have the most best blessed day. Mwah.